Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Tom Spark. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing an updated NordVPN review for 2025 upcoming. In this video, we're going to be discussing if NordVPN is still the right VPN to choose for 2025. We're going to be making a pros and cons at the end of this video. Throughout the video, we're going to be going through each category of NordVPN, pricing, features, speeds, stuff like that. Now, this rating is objective. We are sourcing the data directly from my data table, which you can always find transparently on VPNTierlist.com data table. Now, I rate VPNs by various tiers. I rate each category of a VPN by points, and then at the end of the day, it all kind of accumulated and ranked by which one is better. So this is probably the most objective review you'll find on YouTube. I don't take any sponsorships for my reviews. If you want to help support the channel, though, I do have affiliate codes for pretty much every VPN provider. If you click on that link, it will get you a discount. It'll get me a small cutback, and it's a win for both of us. Specifically for Nord, they did give me a pretty good link. If you use my code down below or my link, you'll get 4 extra 3 months. Usually you could get up to like 3 sometimes, but with mine you get an extra one. Usually they give these out to the biggest reviewers. So there you go. So check that out if you want a good price and discount. But first category we're going to be discussing, as always, is actually the price. So how does NordVPN do in terms of affordability? Well, let's go ahead and discuss right now. Alright guys, so for NordVPN, let's go ahead and take a look at its pricing plan. As you can see here, it's around $83 for 28 months, which is a pretty long time. It's 2 years plus 4 extra months, but it's a pretty good deal for that price. Additionally, you can also get other bundles if you want stuff like drive storage with this plan, password manager, and some identity theft protection features. The Plus plan does include password manager, so if that's what you're interested in. Also, it does seem like they've kind of changed the plans to, if you want some anti-malware and advanced browsing protection, you do need to get the Plus plan. So that's around $107. But for the core VPN plan, it's only $83, which is a pretty damn good deal. So if we look at short term though, they are going to be pretty pricey. I prefer VPNs to be a little bit more cheap short term, just so people have a little bit more options. Also, some VPNs do provide 6-month plans, but it's not as common as it used to be. Additionally, more VPNs used to include 3-year plans as well, but you don't see that as much anymore, and you don't see that with Nord still. Additionally, after the first term, I do believe this is going to be a price increase. After that, so $83 for 20 months. After that, I do believe it goes to around $100 year after year for that, but that's not a huge issue since you can use some kind of digital credit card like privacy.com and kind of suspend it after that first charge if you do want to go with that method and just sign up 28 months later for another good deal. So there you go. They do allow 8+ simultaneous connections. I do believe it's around 10 or so if we look here. Overall, I think Nord could make it a little bit more affordable short term, but long term, it's very competitively priced. $83 for a VPN that does so much is a pretty damn good deal. Honestly, you don't really need these extra things if you don't really have any interest in them. Stream compatibility is built in this too, so that's nice. You don't need any add-ons if you want to unblock services like Netflix and so forth. So overall, not too bad. And like I said, if you use my link, it'll be even a better price. Next up, guys, we could talk about the application. How's Nord's application? Well, it's gotten quite good over the years. It used to be pretty buggy like 5 or 6 years ago when I first started reviewing it, but nowadays it's actually quite good. It's got WireGuard, split tunneling, it's got mesh nets built in, which is cool. This is the only VPN that has this feature. Basically, you could set it up to transfer files from your phone, kind of this WireGuard tunnel. You could even give access to your friends to remote into your kind of LAN to play stuff like Minecraft on your local server or any other kind of thing. It's a pretty cool feature. Really nice to see that. Not many VPNs have that, and it's actually built in, no extra charge, so very nice. One thing they could implement though is a Linux GUI. If you're looking for a very good Linux VPN, and this one is good, but there is no graphical user interface. That said, it is one of the few VPNs that have an open source Linux CLI command line interface, so that is pretty cool. A couple other things that are missing is stuff like port forwarding. If you're looking to really optimize your speeds, by kind of opening a port for mostly kind of seeding. However, I've never really bothered with this. If you have decent internet speeds with NordVPN, you're going to get amazing speeds. So if another VPN like AirVPN, for example, supports port forwarding, even if it's technically more optimal for torrenting, I still get much better speeds with NordVPN because they have so many more servers and it's just a faster VPN overall. So not really a huge issue for me specifically. Additionally, you could look for some other things like you might be included with some other VPNs. Antivirus is built into Surfshark, which is cool. And NordVPN hasn't developed any encrypted email. These are some of the peripheral offerings I do like to kind of peruse as terms of bundles because they do add extra value. NordVPN specifically has password management, drive storage, and those kind of things, which is a pro if you're looking for a good bundle, like I said. So yeah, that is kind of a benefit of these VPNs, and one reason I include it in my review system is because you get a ton of products for a pretty good deal that are actually quite good. NordVPN has developed their password manager in-house, and it's actually quite good, and I've reviewed it in the past, but I don't actually use it myself since I do like Bitwarden. But if you're someone who likes, if you haven't started using a password manager, it could be worth checking out. Overall, NordVPN's application, I really don't have many issues with it. They could add port forwarding or maybe a Linux GUI, but that's about it. It's really an excellent application. It's very easy to use, as you can see here. You just search for a server, connect. Streaming compatibility is fluid as well. You just search for a server, you connect there. Connects very quickly, and you won't really have any issues with it. Additionally, NordVPN is also available on Apple TV, Fire Stick, pretty much every kind of platform you want. With 10 simultaneous device use, they've really improved that over the years. It used to be around 6. So yeah, NordVPN's application has gotten quite good. Next up, guys, we could do a speed test, and as you know, here on the channel we always do live speed tests because that is the most accurate way to do them, to show you that this is not a shill. This is a real review. So as we can see here, we're connected. We should be connected to WireGuard. If you want to double check just to make sure you're optimizing your speeds, you want to check Nord links. So there you go. Let's go ahead and run this speed test. So as you can see here with Nord, we're getting very good speeds. Usually without VPN on, I could get around 600 to 700, sometimes 800, but it can kind of vary depending on time of day. Anything above 600 is what I'm looking for, and we're definitely getting that here. 631, a very nice speed test result. So there you go. My upload's always a little bit slower just because of my ISP, but overall, very solid speeds from NordVPN. Now, in one area they could improve is that NordVPN does have a fair amount of cookies and kind of analytic tracking on their website. I don't think they're doing anything nefarious with this, and they promise not to sell it, and they collect no logs overall, so that's very good for a VPN provider. However, the website does kind of track user kind of navigation around its website, probably to kind of optimize sales and things like that, which isn't a huge deal. Some people this does bother though. For me, not so much anymore, because they have a lot of other good fundamentals. As you can see, they have quite a bit of cookies and ad trackers on their website. That said, on the fundamentals, Nord is very solid. They have done multiple no logs. For its 4th time, they've proven they do not collect logs. This was in January. And they also have one of the most active bug bounty programs, which means that they are constantly paying hackers and pen testers to kind of see if it's secure or whatnot. And they do a fair amount of these payments for people, which means they are a very secure VPN provider. Additionally, some of the other things we look for is, you know, has it been sold or transferred around? Well, no. NordVPN is owned by the same people it's always been owned by, and it's just been very good the last couple of years. There was a security issue around 4 or 5 years ago, but since then they've really stepped it up and improved transparency across the board with stuff like this bug bounty program. Like I said, no log audits out of the wazoo. Some VPNs like Torguard still have not done one no log audit, so a lot of VPNs are kind of falling behind in some of these aspects, and this one is very solid. That said, just to be honest, they do have some improvements and optimizations to make with stuff like this, just to be even more privacy friendly and transparent for the audience. Next up, guys, though, we could kind of run through some of the quick things that haven't really changed too much over the years. Customer support. Customer support has around 5 out of 5 for both categories, both human live chat and under 24-hour response. They will respond very quickly to you, and live chat options are available. Streaming is something we look at too. NordVPN is excellent here. You just pick a server, connect, switch locations. I made multiple videos about this, and it will support 5+ Netflix regions, sometimes around 20 to 30 in my tests. It's built in automatically. It works great on every platform like Apple TV. Company is pretty responsive on various active forum communities, the subreddit and stuff like that. There's not really any toxicity or anything like that, and they seem pretty receptive to feedback lately, which is something we look for in VPN providers. Lastly, the GUI, as you saw, is pretty much flawless. There isn't really any complaints with it, and it works good on all platforms as well. And they have a lot of development time and updates on their applications. Some VPNs out there are updated not that often, and this one is updated all the time, so that's good to see. You're not going to really encounter many bugs at all. Overall, guys, NordVPN gets a 81.25, making it the top rated VPN here on the channel right now. It does have some improvements. I'm not going to lie and try to tell you it's the perfect VPN provider, because no VPN is perfect, and this wouldn't be an honest review. If I said it was perfect, it could make things more affordable short term. It could add one or two things to the application, and it could remove some trackers and analytics and stuff like that from the website to be even more privacy friendly. But at the end of the day, it's still the best VPN. And why is that? Well, long term, it's very affordable. The application is very good. It's almost perfect nowadays with no bugs. Very intuitive to use. Lots of application support of various platforms. Lots of updates coming out all the time on every platform. Speeds are probably best in class. It probably has the biggest server network out there with 111 different regions available. Customer support is very solid, and string compatibility is pretty much perfect. They really are the benchmark for unblocking restrictions with VPNs and stuff like that on stuff like Netflix. So overall, across the board, it is an aggregately very, very good VPN provider. This is the one I recommend the most nowadays because it's so easy to use, and it pretty much does what most people want from a VPN service. If you're looking for some other things, maybe some other things like different bundled offerings, you might want to check out my Surfshark review as well. Alright guys, a reminder, if you want to support honest reviews like this one, check the link in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next review very soon. And always, stay up to date with VPNTierlist.com.